What's up, guys? Back here again with another quick video. I just want to do an update on a tank that I'm really enjoying. Um, if I had to call it a show tank or something like that, it sits in my living room. I'm greeted by it every day as I walk in my front door. Um, this is the Aqueon 36-gallon Bowfront Ensemble. If you guys remember, I picked this one up at PetSmart. They were running a deal for the tank, the stand, which I apologize, it's a little dark down here, but I kind of really want to focus on the actual tank. But it comes with this stand, as you see here, 36-gallon Bowfront tank. You get a light. I paid about $120 for it. Um, is it my favorite tank? Probably, to be honest with you. It's an active tank. I've got some really cool fish in here that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. I love the scape. It's super easy to maintain. A lot of people in the hobby have told me, excuse me, that the bigger the tank, the easier it is when it comes to maintenance. And I'm really finding that to be true with this tank. This isn't a huge tank. It's not a monster tank or anything like that. It's a 36-gallon tank. But compared to what I've been keeping, your fives, your twos, your threes, your tens, this is super easy to maintain. So let's just kind of let's talk about the plants first. I've made a couple changes. Up front here I have kind of like a row of crypts. Actually, you can see that awesome snail right there too. Got a row of crypts. Got some Sturgani or S repens, if you want to call it. Got a bunch of Anubias in here. Got this big Anubias here right up front. Got a little Nana piece right there. Got a piece glued to a rock. Got some Java fern in and throughout here. And also, you can tell that I'm using simple plants. I'm not using a lot of complex plants in this setup. I wanted to use the green to kind of contrast the colors of the fish. I've got some I can't remember the name of this plant right here. It's not what's the name of it? Somebody in the comments tell me the name of this plant. It may come to me at the end of the video, but it's essentially it's a stem plant. It will grow up and kind of fill out this whole corner. I've kept it in other tanks before. The name just slips my mind. I also have a couple of the there's some bulb plants back here before, and if you remember from the other video or the older video, they were really growing up. I trimmed those down. But they are, rapidly growing back up. I've got a Crip spiralis in here as well. One thing I didn't talk about on the initial setup was the substrate that I'm using. You guys can see there's sand in here. This is a Carib Sea sand, and I've got some pebbles. I've also got some bigger rocks. But what's underneath that? What's underneath that is a layer of potting soil. Then I have on top of that a layer of fluvial stratum. Then I think I even mixed in some Eco Complete that I had from an older tank. So if you can see, I don't know if you can see how much higher it is on this side. It's because this is where all, the, I guess you want to call it plantable substrate is, and then it dies down and slopes down. And really what's over here is just the sand. So as all my plants are on this side, I did that on purpose. Filtration. Using a submersible 20-gallon filter there. This is an Aqueon 50-gallon, so I've got plenty of filtration. Which you guys can see the water is pretty much crystal clear. Like I said, the bigger tanks, it's a lot easier. I don't want to say simple. It's a lot easier to maintain. You don't have to do the water changes as much, although I still try to keep up. Do my water changes at least once a week. Let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about the fish. So originally in here I had the two angelfish, which you can really see have put on some size. If you remember back to the original video, When I got these angelfish, they were really about the size of a quarter, so they've really put on some size. There's my, my gold gourami, who I've had him for a while. That's an awesome fish. A little bit of aggressive. He's, I would say, if not him, then the two angels would probably be the boss of the tank. I had some silver tip tetras in here, which I removed because I had a 13-gallon tank that had some rainbow fish in it. I had two dwarf Praycox rainbows in it, which I absolutely love. And then I forget the name of these other three. I think these might be Australian rainbows. I'm not really sure. But I wanted to kind of, get more rainbows because I absolutely love the way they look. Simple fish, hardy fish. I put two turquoise rainbows in here too, which I'm just absolutely loving. The color that this tank provides with the green kind of, plants and all the color that swims up top. I also have a couple corridors down here. I believe those are called emerald green corridors, which is an awesome fish. The best thing about this tank is, and maybe we'll do it here in a minute, is feeding, just all the activity that goes on. I even have a little, I wouldn't call him little, there's a catfish down here. Don't know if you can see him there. There's a catfish I bought. He won't get, too much bigger than that. But just a pretty fish, another one of those bottom dwelling fish that really kind of, will kind of keep the bottom layer of the tank, clean. If there's any any food that gets past the rainbows, angelfish, and the gourami, will definitely be taken care of by the corridors and the catfish. So let's just do a quick feeding. I haven't fed them yet today, so they're really active and hungry. So let me grab some food. Hang tight for 1 second. So again, I use these kind of slow sinking pellets, the Omega 1. They seem to really like these. So let me crack these open and we'll drop a few in. You guys will see the fish kind of tear into action. See the pellets. And some may get past. And like I said, the catfish and the cories, they'll go ahead and take care of that. I normally will drop in like some algae wafers down here at the bottom. The fish, they really like those too. I thought those were just for plecos and things like that, but these fish seem to love them as well. So, but yeah, like I said, I'm loving this tank. If I had to consider which one of these tanks I would consider, a showpiece or a show tank, it would definitely be this. Love the activity, love the color of the fish. You can see the the turquoise and the Praycox and the yellows from the Australians. I mean, just a whole bunch of color. The angelfish. So just a really neat tank. I'm really proud of it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any questions, leave them down below. And as always, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you guys down the road. Bye.